Hi everyone! I'm going to talk in this video about successful propagation stories, and I will show you around the plants which I happily propagated last year. Here in the front side or flower bed in front of our house, I planted several years ago, I planted lamb's ears, and they are growing quite happily here and taking over the neighboring plants. So I decided last year in the fall, I decided to take quite a few of them. You can see the bold spots here, and I needed to fill a lot of spaces in the front flower bed. I'm going to show it to you, and I will show you that out of this section I created probably 20 new happy lamb's ears plants growing in our front flower border. So here we are, this is our front flower border, and this area is changing drastically because we have young maple trees growing here, and maple trees are very hungry trees, so they suck all the moisture out of this area, and we are starting to get shade here. So what we did last year, we raised the canopy of our maple trees, and also I introduced a new plant here, which is lamb's ears. And look how nicely all of them are growing. Look at this. It was just one little plant in the fall. And now there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's another one, 10. And when we move here, look at these guys. They all happily growing. Right there, right here. And hopefully they would be able to take a little bit of shade. I'm not sure about it, but in the past lamb's ears were growing for me in the shade, and they will populate this area, and they would be not dependent on regular watering because we have this maple trees here. And so far it looks like a success propagation story. Another successful plant in my garden, very hard-working plant, is catmint or nepeta. The type of catmint is Walker's Law, very popular perennial, and it's a good plant for this site here in our front garden because we have southern exposure here, we have a lot of sun here, and because we have raised vegetable beds, I cannot plant anything tall, very tall here, because the shade will shade the vegetable beds. So I decided to go with catmint, and I planted these wonderful, lovely perennials here, I think 4 years ago, and you see how lovely and full they are. I don't think they're ready to be divided yet. Last year what I did, I took one plant and I created 27 separate bushes out of it, and I will show you. I planted all of them in the front border, and this year they're growing very well, and it will be the first year when they will start blooming. And blooms are long, floriferous, beautiful blue color. Bees love these flowers. It's deer resistant. Catmint loves dry site, not very fertile site, and a lot of sun. So this plant is happily placed here in my garden, and I happily propagated it last year. So come with me again to the front border, and I will show you all the catmints happily growing there. So again, the beautiful flower border, and I planted tough perennial, another tough perennial I introduced here, catmint. So look at this. I just planted one little wand last year, and look how beautifully it's growing here. And then there is another bush, there is another one, here is 3 more, here's another one, and I underplanted our beautiful flowering, I'm not sure the name of this tree, also with catmint all the way there. Also I spread them on that side, I will show you, right near my beautiful creeping phlox, right there, here, there. Right there are 2 bushes, so as you can see, they're all happily growing. And again, this year would be the first year they're going to blossom, and it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to that explosion of blue in the garden. Another very successful plant in my garden is this beautiful, hard-working, creeping phlox, which is growing on opposite sides of our driveway, and I wanted that way. Several years ago, we planted the hydrangeas here on both sides, and I said to myself, well, it will look so good if I will do the creeping phlox on both sides, and look how wonderful they did. I propagated them I think 2 years ago, and this side, I can see that this side is getting a little bit not flowering very well. So I think once this creeping phlox will stop flowering, I will be propagating it. That side is looking much better, and I'm not sure why, but it looks full, and it created a lot of blooms this year, looking very lovely. Look how nicely it's cascading down. And it's a great ground cover too. A wonderful combination with the hydrangea and the creeping phlox. Beautiful flowers. And I think it looks good with our house on both sides of the driveway. Thank you for watching my video. I'm standing here with a beautiful fragrant lilac which is growing right near the front door of our house. Garden is wonderful and we all should enjoy it. Thank you for visiting my house virtually, and see you next time.